everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to talk everything about Airbnb, their IPO, their business, their financials since they already filed their S1. I will also analyze their company and then I will tell you guys what I think about this company and if I'm planning to buy their stock in their IPO date or not and why. Please smash that like button and subscribe since it really helps my channel out. Now, Webull is having a limited time offer that will expire by the end of this month, November, in which you're able to get 4 free stocks when you sign up with them with the link down below in the description and deposit $100. The first 2 free stocks could be worth up to $250 each and the other 2 up to $1,600 each. So if that is not incredibly free money, I don't know what it is. Again, it is a limited time offer that will expire this month and the link for that is down in the description below. Airbnb, the most popular vacational rental company in the market that completely disrupted the hotel industry, has finally filed to go public. This year we have seen a very exciting companies going public. We saw some EV companies, we saw Snowflakes, Lemonade, Palantir, and more companies going public. Very hyped and highly requested companies going public, which their stock have performed very nice after IPO. I mean, Snowflake is up over 12%, Lemonade almost 30%, Palantir over 115% since IPO date and more. Obviously, seeing Airbnb fighting for IPO is very exciting because of the size of the company, the history of the company, and everything that they have done since they started. But is it going to be a good investment with current valuation? Companies tend to go public for several reasons, but the 2 of the most common ones are because whether the company is looking to expand their business and gain more market share, or because they need to survive since they are near bankruptcy. Well, apparently Airbnb is pushing to go public by the end of 2020 because of employee stock options that are expiring soon. Early investors and employees, a handful of whom are set to lose their stock options next year, were applying pressure on the CEO to take the company public so they could cash out. Obviously, that cash out phrase is not the most appealing one, since that means that a lot of people is waiting for them to go public to sell their shares, and that might mean that their stock price might fail a lot after their IPO date, unless a lot of people buy into the company as well. Also, their CEO has had the idea of going public for years, just that now they are being forced because of the expiration of those options, but I think that the company is more than ready to go public. Now, they finally filed their S1 on November 16th, which I wanted to analyze with you guys. First of all, the ticker symbol will be ABNB when they start trading in the stock market, but they have not announced how many shares or the price of the shares we're going to see on IPO date. Oh, and they haven't announced their IPO date either, but according to Wall Street Journal, it might be in mid-December. Now, on their monthly nights and experience book trends, we can see their performance on the gross nights and experiences, books and cancellations they have had since October 2019. In the 4th quarter of 2020, we can see a small dip in bookings while cancellations stayed almost flat. Then in January, they saw a massive growth of 25% in bookings, then 17% in February, meaning that everything was going perfectly for the company, but the pandemic appeared and they got hit massively, since in March they saw a decrease in bookings of 42% and 122% growth in cancellations. Then April was the worst month since their bookings decreased a whopping 72% and their cancellations grew 108%. Then their business started to pick up a bit in comparison to its previous month, but bookings were still down in comparison to last year's, but at least we saw a small uptick starting in May, since I think people felt more comfortable to go out. But they did see a growth in their gross daily rate since May, since they started seeing an increase of between 18 to 27% every month between May and September. Now, Airbnb has had a revenue growth of around 30 to 40% year over year between 2017 and 2019. Obviously, 2020 will be a different year and they will report a decrease in revenue in comparison to 2019, but still have done pretty nice. As of September 2020, they reported a revenue of $2.5 billion, which is what they reported for the whole 2017 year, but their net loss has massively increased since they spent way more money in operation and support, in product development, and general and administrative, which are things that a company needs to invest more money in to be able to continue growing as a business. Because of that, as of September 2020, they reported a net loss of $696 million for the year. But on a quarterly basis, they reported a revenue of $1.3 billion, the highest of the year, obviously, and actually a net income of $219 million, meaning that they were profitable last quarter, which did not impress me since, as you can see, their third quarter have been the best one since 2018, and that might be because of summer season, since a lot of people, families, students, elderlies, and more travel way more than in any other season. Now, I do expect them to have a nice fourth quarter, but not better than the third one, since history have shown that the fourth one is not one of the best ones for Airbnb, but we have to take into consideration that people have been locked down for so long that people are looking for an escape, and that's why I'm so interested to see how they are going to do for the fourth quarter and the whole 2021 with a possible vaccine. On their balance sheet, they currently have $4.495 billion in cash and cash equivalents and marketable securities, and a total asset of $8.7 billion and total liabilities of $6.87 billion. Now they have $3.2 billion in redeemable convertible preferred stocks, which I assume are their employees and investors' stocks. For example, Jeff Bezos was an early investor in Airbnb, which means he's likely to net millions of dollars from the home sharing company's highly anticipated IPO. And obviously, the richest man in the world invested in this company in 2010 and 2011. We don't know how much money Bezos invested in this company, and also we don't know if he still owns his position. Now, we do have to take into consideration that Airbnb operates in a very competitive environment, since they basically compete with all the travel websites, hotels, and more. For example, they directly compete with Booking.com, TripAdvisor, and their main competitor called VRBO, which is the very exact thing than Airbnb, where they have hosts and guests for the properties, and I have read that VRBO is getting aggressive. I'm not and have never been an Airbnb host, but have read that Airbnb sometimes is a bit disrespectful to their hosts. So VRBO is taking advantage of it, and it is contacting Airbnb hosts to take them and move them to their platform as well, and obviously that is not the best thing for Airbnb, but I do not think this will highly affect Airbnb, and they will not go out of business because of this. I think that there is more than enough room in the market for all these companies, since travel is one of the world's largest industries. But I have also read from some hosts that they have had an excellent experience with Airbnb. Airbnb has over 4 million hosts, so would really like to know how is that. Please let me know in the comment section below if you're a host or have been one or know someone who is. Let me know your experience with Airbnb. Now, as I said, we still do not know the exact date of the IPO, the exact amount of shares, and the exact valuation or market cap that they will go public with. But it is expected to garner a valuation of roughly $30 billion in its offering. Obviously, their valuation fell because of the pandemic, which it almost halved to $18 billion during the pandemic. But it was valued at $31 billion in 2017 in an investment round. So we just have to wait and see what their valuation will be. So be very patient and very alert with this IPO when they announce their IPO date. In the Webull app, you can find the IPO center, in which they public all the IPOs that have filed, since normally they let us retail investors invest in some IPOs before they go public, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to invest in Airbnb before they go public, but I will definitely be alert and wait to see if I'm able to. Now, Airbnb is an excellent company in my opinion. You guys know I like to invest in high growth and disruptive companies, and I can say that Airbnb is one of them. They have disrupted the hotel industry and have done it in an excellent and very innovative way with technology and data collection from customers. The experience that people have with them is exceptional, and it is a growing company. I have actually never had a bad experience with Airbnb, thank God, knocking wood, but have always been impressive. I like the company and like the future of the company. Even though they do have a big competitor, I think they will still do excellent in the long term, since they have a lot of experience. With all that said, will I invest in their IPO on their IPO date? Most likely I will. I really want to see how the valuation comes, because when there is a hype IPO coming up, they tend to hype it out and increase the valuation, as it happened with Snowflakes. But I'm almost 100% sure I will invest in the IPO date. Remember, guys, that I do not invest all my money available for a certain stock at once, since I like to start a small position looking for a better price and cost average down if necessary. So I will most likely do that, invest in their IPO date, but have money available for future weeks if we see better prices and lower prices. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a 24 years old girl on YouTube talking about my investments, but that is definitely my plan. I will most likely post my story on Instagram when we know there are Airbnb IPO date and valuation, so if you would like, go and follow me. I do want to know what you guys think about this company. Will you invest in Airbnb or do you prefer to wait and see what happens? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any videos idea, also please leave a comment with that down below. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe since it really helps the channel out. Thank you and see you next time.